Nicole, do you spend more time looking for new clients or working with existing? So what do your day-to-days look like?
My day-to-day is definitely spending more time working with existing clients, and then just knowing that there's going to be an endpoint potentially with them when they sign a lease or they purchase the property. And so I need to have somebody else who's ready to transact at that time. But so for me, it's along the way that I'm looking for new clients is just that relationship building, because when I talk with someone in the beginning, it's probably not that they're ready to do anything at that moment. And so it's just building the relationship so that when they are ready to do something in a year or two or whenever that is, that they remember me and that I'm top of mind and they know to reach out to me. So, but definitely a bunch of times servicing the clients that I already have, because if I don't do a good job there, then I'm definitely not going to win any new clients. So that's super important in providing the best customer service that I can to the folks that are already working with me.
Customer service is that's the thing. So how did you figure out that it was going to take a year for a client to come on after you met them? Is that just from trial and error? Is that an industry standard? How did you start figuring that kind of concept out?
Yeah, in the industry, like I was saying earlier, it could be that when somebody contacts you at the beginning, it's that they have a requirement that's maybe 6 or 8 months down the road, and sometimes longer, depending on how large of a space that they're looking for. And so having worked on the behind the scenes with that office leasing team and just hearing those conversations and seeing the transactions and how long it took for some of those to take, that was a really good insight for me to be able to see that before I actually got into it. So I knew that there was a process, and every once in a while we'll get people who are, we really need to be in a space in the next 30 or 60 days, and they have like this very short time period, but that's not normal. So yeah, I was lucky to see, I didn't go into it blind. I knew it was going to take some time for sure.
Yeah, another thing that I like what you do is you play the long game, and as opposed to the short game, and that's so important to for the health of your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's what I have to sometimes tell my landlords too, is that let's look at what's today. Maybe we can look at this proposal and say that this might not make sense today, but what does it look like if you have this lease in place and it's a 5-year lease, and how does that play out in that time? Or the same thing with tenants who are looking for space. Like, yes, you're looking for 1,000 square feet today, but do you plan on growing? And if so, if you have that plan in place, well, then let's look at, well, what do you see in 3 or 5 years and how that looks? And let's sign a lease in a space that makes sense for that long game and not just now. So I think it's important for everybody to kind of keep in mind, what is their plan for the future?